Good evening, viewers. It's quite late. There seems to be a problem with my filming because my mouth is jagging. I know I've got a cough lolly in there, but that shouldn't be affecting it. I'm finding this rather amusing, watching myself do a video with my mouth talking way behind. You know, one of those bad films that you watch and the person's already said about 20 sentences in front and their mouth is still catching up. Well, that's what's happening. But I'm very curious. I'm a psychic medium, and this house, this unit is highly active. Oh, for those of you who don't know me, hi, my name's Jem, and this is a channel about life and about death and everything and anything I try to discuss, especially if it's of interest, especially if I have experience, especially if I feel like it helps. But I've just taken, it's 11:35, and about 20 minutes ago I tried to capture more orbs or paranormal activity, hardly caught anything. So it makes me think, do you remember the time I had the EMF and I pointed it on me and the EMF triggered, lit right up? I'm wondering a couple of things. One, you're not going to get spiritual, paranormal activity all the time. That would make it too fake or unbelievable or just a plain bad house to live in. But I'm wondering, because I'm a psychic medium, that when I'm awake and I'm getting such good responses, especially when I just finished my showers and things late at night, and I get such good responses that they're using my energy, or if it is my husband, that when I go to sleep, when you go to sleep, you go to a different plane. You're no longer, did you know this? Your dreams are no longer on Earth. You can sometimes astral travel, but a lot of the time, and this is why you have nightmares and night terrors, is because your subconscious isn't just working stuff out. But you know, when you have these dreams that are really sick, really screwed up, that's because you've gone to a lower plane of consciousness. Anyway, I've just taken this video and proven that orbs are not this insects or dust or lens reflections, or because I have the crazy stuff happening when I just woke up at 11:11. So I lay down in my bed and there's an old song which I slightly changed the words to. Where do you go to, my lovely, when I'm alone in my bed? Where do you go to, beloved? I know that you are dead. I miss you, beloved. I miss you when cameras have read the orbs and spiritual presence. But where do you go to when I'm in bed? Yes, where do you go to when I'm asleep? When my dreams have gone so deep, where do you go to, beloved? For my heart for you does weep. I know it's a bit repetitious, but I hoped you liked the song. As always, good night. It's 20 to 12. And do you have a comment? Why do you think that my orbs are less just now? Would not it be true if it was dust particles, insects, reflection, that it would occur just as many at any time of the day? What do you think? What do you say? I'm a poet and I don't know it. Good night. I've got a big day to head tomorrow. I've got to have a Vivital injection. I am looking to change doctors, and unfortunately this particular doctor is the only one who does Vivital injections. Now, I'm trying to find other doctors, and once they've heard about me being on Vivital, they've naturally assumed I'm an addict. Now, I have been a drug addict, but I was a meth user. I've never abused my medication. And the doctor, he told me about Vivital. He didn't put me on it. He gave me the information and said, go home, do your research, Jem, and see what you want. I could have stayed on Janista, but I chose to go on Vivital because it seemed convenient. Once a month, and instead of having to take it every day, and to stop that temptation of trading for my drug of choice, meth. So trying to find a new doctor, and as a compromise to be put on Targin. Now Targin has got Narcan as well as the opioids, so it can't be abused or shot. But do you think I can find a GP, a doctor? Doctors are getting harder and harder to find. And you know why? Because of our HECS. Now, for those of you who don't know and don't live in Australia, HECS is a debt that every subject you do at uni, you get a debt associated to it. And different subjects, different units of study are worth different amounts. So your general average arts subject from memory is about $500. In other words, my postgraduate studies and everything I do, I owe easily $75,000, but I don't have to pay that back until I start earning, and I think it's about, correct me if you live in Australia if I'm wrong here, I think it's around $40,000 a year, then you start to repay it back. So as a young doctor, who wants to put themselves an average of $100,000 HECS debt? So in other words, they've got to be in debt to go into practice, and means they can't bulk bill, because in Australia we have a bulk bill, Medicare, which means you can go to the doctor, and if you have a card, healthcare card or a disability card, the doctor will see you for free and bulk bill Medicare. Medicare has fallen far behind, so a lot of doctors aren't, when they bulk bill, they take a cut of what they would usually earn. So it's harder and harder now to find a doctor. I thought I'd just share that with you. So we've got two interesting topics in this video. We've got a little song to Where Do They Go To? And we've got this issue about doctors. And as I always have sung to my children, and my children sing to their children, I'm going to sing this, and it's really from a famous song, Good Night, Irene. Good night, dear audience, good night, dear audience, I'll see you in the morning. Audience, good night. Audience, good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night. I hope you have sweet dreams. Know that I love you. Good night. Bye. Thanks for watching. And as I said, no more video tomorrow and maybe Friday. You'll see. But I've got a really big surprise for you in store. What's happening Saturday night? I'm not going to spoil it. You'll have to see to watch. Good night. Time for me to be fast asleep. Bye.